With car prices being at an all-time high, it is becoming even more difficult to find affordable ex-Japan vehicles that offer good value for money. Basic cars like Premios, Allions, Axios, and even Mazda Xelas are going for over 1.7 million. Some are even over the 2 million mark. These high prices are pushing people to now start seriously considering locally used cars, which are a bit more affordable. So, today in this particular episode, we are going to be comparing two cars in the locally used market that tend to be a bit underrated, yet they are very good cars, very reliable, good performance, and most importantly, they offer good value for money. I'm talking about the ninth generation Mitsubishi Galant Fortis and the eighth generation Honda Civic. As usual, we are going to be comparing these cars in depthly, and at the end of this video, you may be surprised to find out that some of these locally used cars are way better than the newer overpriced ex-Japan vehicles. So please stay tuned for that. Welcome to IKEV Auto Reviews, and please consider subscribing to the channel for more informative content on cars as well as bikes. So the ninth generation Mitsubishi Galant is essentially just a Lancer, but it was sold in Japan under the Galant Fortis nameplate. This particular generation was in production from 2007 till 2015, after which it was discontinued. Though worldwide production of this car ultimately ended in 2017. The eighth generation Honda Civic, on the other hand, was in production from 2005 till around 2012. Honda Civics are not that common in the Kenyan market. In fact, this 8th generation at least tried to sell a bit. The ninth and 10th generations are even more difficult to find. I think what led to this is that notion that Hondas are very expensive to maintain, and even their spare parts are a bit difficult to get. This was in fact a true notion around 10 or so years ago, and that's why some Hondas like the Civic never sold that well in our market. And this consequently paved the way for more and more Toyotas to be embraced and ended up flooding the market. Things have now changed, and today there are many Hondas in the market, and some are even threatening the dominance of some Toyotas. Let's begin with the prices of these vehicles. Mitsubishi Galant Fortis, depending on the model year, trim level, and general condition, will set you back between 800,000 shillings to around 1.6 million. We are not measuring on any specific model year. We are just generally focusing on the ninth generation, which, as I said earlier, was in production from 2007 till around 2015. Models from around 2008 to 2010 will set you back between 800 to around 850,000. Then models from around 2012 to around 2014 are going for around 1.1 to 1.4. And lastly, the later 2015 models are going for a maximum of about between 1.5 to around 1.6 million. So generally, this is among the most affordable compact saloons you can buy today. In terms of the price, it's rivaled by the Nissan Sylphy. I should also mention that there is a hatchback version of this Galant Fortis, which was introduced in around 2008, but mechanically it's identical to the saloon version. The Ralliart and Evolution are way more expensive. In fact, I've seen some of the Evolutions going for as much as over 4 million shillings. The Honda Civic, on the other hand, is going for roughly around 500,000 shillings to around 850,000 shillings, again depending on the model year, trim level, and general condition. It's an even cheaper option, especially being that 2012 is its most recent model year, and then its demand is not high. So as expected, its price is lower. Let's now talk engine options. The earlier models of the Mitsubishi Galant came with a 2000cc four-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. Then in 2009, a more efficient and better performing 1800cc engine was introduced to replace the older 2000cc. Then there's also a performance-oriented 2000cc turbo that is available in the Ralliart variants. So essentially, depending on the model year, you can get this car with three engine options, and you can get it in either front or all-wheel drive. The naturally aspirated options are very reliable, decently powerful, and affordable to maintain. The turbo option, on the other hand, is more complicated and requires keen maintenance. Transmission wise, the most common option is a CVT. Then there's also a 5-speed manual, which is a bit rare. And lastly, there's a 6-speed twin clutch sport shift gearbox that is coupled exclusively to the Ralliart with the 2000cc turbo. Again, these transmissions are pretty reliable, especially the CVT. There hasn't been a lot of complaints regarding it. So as long as you maintain it well, use the recommended CVTF, and also avoid rapid and hard accelerations, it will serve you very well and also for quite a long time. The Civic comes with three engine options: an 1800cc, a 2000cc, and a 1300cc hybrid. This car is available in only front-wheel drive, and transmission-wise, there's either a 5-speed torque converter automatic, or a 5 or a 6-speed manual, and lastly a CVT exclusively for the hybrid variants. Now these engines are super reliable, and even in terms of performance, they are a cut above the competitors. I recently saw a video whereby a 2010 Civic with the 1800cc and 5-speed automatic was put head to head with the 2015 Toyota Corolla with an 1800cc engine coupled to a CVT gearbox. And surprisingly, the older Civic smoked the 2015 Corolla, and that was partly to do with the gearbox. The torque converter in the Honda Civic shifts faster than the CVT in the Toyota Corolla, and that's to be expected because generally CVTs are not meant for performance. They are meant for smooth linear power delivery to aid in good fuel consumption. So performance-wise, this Civic is seriously good. Both the 1800cc and 2000cc engines are good enough. The hybrid option is not as sophisticated as some of these modern hybrids we have today, and hence it's not as efficient, but still it's not too bad. The main advantage that it has is that, just like in the Honda Insight, this Honda Civic Hybrid can also move even when the hybrid batteries are completely dead. But now it will be very slow, especially on inclines, and also less efficient because there will no longer be that boost from the batteries. Something else is that, this being an older car, around 12 years old or more, there's a very high likelihood that most of the hybrid options have dead batteries or they are almost dying. So it's advisable to stay away from the hybrid and instead get the 1800cc or 2000cc. Moving on to fuel consumption, the 1.8 liter in the Mitsubishi Galant can achieve up to around 15 kilometers per liter, the 2000cc around 13 kilometers per liter, and the 2000cc turbo around 10 kilometers per liter. Always remember that these figures will depend on how well the vehicle has been maintained, how you drive, and also how much weight the vehicle is carrying. The 1800cc in the Civic can get around 14.5 kilometers per liter, the 2000cc around 13 kilometers per liter, and the hybrid around 20 kilometers per liter. So generally, these two cars are almost at par in terms of efficiency. I should also mention that the Mitsubishi Galant comes with the AS and G feature, which is auto stop and go, whereby the engine will shut off when you come to a complete stop in traffic to help save that extra bit of fuel. The Mitsubishi Galant has a 55-liter fuel tank, while the Honda Civic has a 50-liter tank. As for ground clearance, both vehicles measure in at around 150 millimeters with their stock rims, which is not bad. They will comfortably clear most bumps within cities, towns, or residential areas. It's only those very huge bumps that may pose a slight challenge. Braking in both vehicles is made possible by front ventilated discs and either drums or discs in the Mitsubishi Galant and discs in the Honda Civic. Lower variants of the Mitsubishi Galant come with drums, while recent model years and performance variants come with discs at the back. The carb weight of the Galant measures in between 1230 to around 1415 kgs, while the Civic measures in between 1260 to around 1312 kgs. Lastly, some of the extra features you can expect to get in these vehicles, depending on the trim level, are fog lights, alloy wheels, sunroofs, keyless entry and go, HID headlamps, rear spoiler, cruise control, multifunction steering wheel, and a navigation screen that also doubles up as the backup camera display. So generally not bad. With the specs out of the way, we can briefly talk about their designs. Which one would you prefer in terms of their exterior and interior designs? Do let me know in the comment section. I would say the Mitsubishi Galant seems more sporty and aggressive, especially the ones with a rear spoiler and projector headlights. It's a design that has aged very well and does not look dated at all. The same can be said about the Honda Civic. It's a timeless design that combines a bit of maturity, elegance, and sportiness. In fact, this generation had some out of the norm design cues, such as the windshield wipers, which move the opposite direction to each other, similar to what you find in some Peugeots. Another unique design can also be found in the interior. The two-tier dashboard design gives it a futuristic appeal. It doesn't look like a 12-year-old cabin. It has really aged well. At the top, there's a digital speedometer. Then just below that, the tachometer can be viewed through the steering wheel. It was a nice and well thought out design, and it makes the cabin not look that basic. Speaking of basic, the Mitsubishi Galant's dash design is really basic and plain. There's nothing much to talk about there, but the controls are well laid out and easy to access. Both cars have generous space at the front. Even taller people will not feel cramped even on long journeys. At the back, the space on offer can accommodate three adults of average size in relative comfort. They are not as spacious as the Premio Allion and maybe also the Selfie, but still it's not too bad. The boot space in the Mitsubishi Galant is average at best. It's not that good. The one in the Civic is marginally better, but the competitors offer more space. So how about their pros and cons? Let's begin with the Mitsubishi Galant. This car is underrated, yet it offers good value for money. It's very reliable and handles well compared to a Premio Allion, Axio, or even a Sylphy. It's a car that is also not as common as some of its competitors. On to its weaknesses. The first one is a minor one. Its boot is not that spacious, so for a large family, that may be a slight letdown. Secondly, there have been issues to do with oil leaks, especially on the ones with higher mileage. So before you buy, always make sure to have a good mechanic check it out properly. Something else is the ball joints, which may tend to have this knocking sound, especially if you tend to drive on uneven road surfaces frequently. They tend to wear out a bit more faster. There have also been reports about the ABS failing. The car will still brake, but upon hard braking, the wheels may end up locking. Lastly, this car tends to have a low resale value, which is to be expected considering that it's a car that is generally underrated and its demand is not that high. Those weaknesses aside, this is a very good car, better than most of its competitors. Moving on to the Honda Civic, the first pro is its timeless design. Even in the next 5-10 years, this is a car that will not look too outdated. It still looks decent enough despite its age. Another strong point is its outstanding reliability and good performance. It arguably has better performance than an Impreza, Allion, Sylphy, and even the Galant. I will say the Axela may beat it in that regard, but only marginally. Lastly, its hybrid variant has the advantage that it can still move even when the hybrid batteries are completely dead. In fact, instead of replacing those batteries, it will be better to just convert it entirely to an hybrid. On to its weaknesses, the first one is poor resale value. Just like the Galant, it is also underrated and hence selling it may not be easy after years of usage. But still, if you maintain it well and are patient, you can still be able to sell it at a good price. Other issues that are a bit common with some of these older Civics are oil leaks and AC failure. So, which one should you go for? Both are very good vehicles, but the Honda Civic is a better option. If you are in the market for a good locally used car, you cannot go wrong with either of these two vehicles. You don't have to part with well over 1.7 million shillings to get basic cars that don't have much to offer. Save yourself some good hundreds of thousands and get one of these locally used vehicles, and you'll have a trouble-free ownership experience. You'll also not keep peeping through your window just to check if your vehicle is still there, because these vehicles are not thief magnets like the Axios, Premios, and Allions. So I hope this has been helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. Do let me know which one will be your pick in the comment section. As always, if you have any inquiries, feel free to reach me via WhatsApp or email. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe, drive safe, and see you in the next one.